Good morning, children. Today's date is 25th of September 2020 and today's day is Friday. So today is going to be our theme day. We are doing the theme called Minibeasts. So we have studied quite a few Minibeasts till now. And today we are going to study about Earthworm. Yeah, it's a type of a worm. There are many types of worms. And we are going to specifically study about earthworms today. Have you seen an earthworm, children? They look like this. And they are very commonly found during the monsoon season. Yeah, monsoon season is just wrapping up. Yeah, we are coming close to the winters now. And the earthworms are very commonly found during the monsoons. You can easily see them during the monsoons. They are there always, but you can see them easily during the monsoons because they come up on the ground. Yeah, because they are usually their place of hiding, or I should say, they stay in burrows. Yeah, they stay underground. They make their house underground. Yes, so let us study some facts about an earthworm. Yeah, as the name suggests, earthworm. Yeah, so it's a worm and it stays under the ground, yeah, under the earth. That's why it's called earthworm. Yeah, so its body is very soft and slimy. It's very wetty outside, very slimy. If you touch the body of the earthworm, it's quite slippery. It's always wet. That is why it's slimy. And it's usually the color of the earthworm is brown, sometimes pink. Yes. And you'll see that it has many scales on the body. So that's the division of the body. It has many scales. Yeah, just like rings. Different. See, you see these colors? If you see it closely, you'll see many rings on the body of the earthworm. Its body is divided into many different rings, yeah, segments. And both the sides of the body, both the ends of the body is pointed. Yeah, this one end is pointed and the other end is flattened. Yeah, so you can know that this is the tail part and this is the front part of the body. Yes. And very interesting, earthworms do not have eyes. They do not even have legs. Yes, that is why they wiggle and they crawl. They walk like this. You must have seen them. Yeah, so they crawl on the ground. They don't have legs, they don't have eyes. And they don't have lungs either. So how do they breathe? They breathe with their skin. Yeah, this is very important. They breathe with their skin. Isn't it interesting? And they have small bristles down, which helps them to walk. So they don't have legs, but they have small bristles, very small hairy part, which helps them to crawl on the ground. Yes, and it has one more interesting fact about the earthworm is it has more than one heart. Like all of us have just one heart in our body, but an earthworm has more than one heart in his body. Let us see where the earthworm resides, where he lives. Yeah? So you can see the earthworms live underground in burrows. So they live under the ground in burrows. So what are burrows? It's a small hole that they make under the ground. That's called burrow. Yes. And they cover it with some leaves and with mud, with some sticks. Yes, so that they can be safe inside. So that when it is very rainy outside, the water will not creep in and harm them. And even during the summers, yes, it will help them that the ground does not become very dry. So it is moist, but so they don't want their burrow to be very wet, or to be very dry. Yeah, so they cover it with some leaves, with some sand, with some mud, with some sticks. Yes, and what happens when it rains? Yeah, when it rains very heavily, then the earthworms leave their burrows. That is why I'm telling that you can see them commonly in the monsoons, because they come up, because it starts raining and their burrows become wet, so they come out. And that is why they are more visible that time, during the monsoons. And what do the earthworms feed on? Yeah, what they eat. To grow, they need to eat something, to survive. So they breathe with their skin, so they can survive by breathing. But they have to eat something, to grow. So what do they eat? They eat dried leaves, some dried bits of plants, like the stem of the plants, bits of flowers. And they also eat dead animals, dead little mini-beasts that are there on the ground. And just like those little worms, other worms, when they are dead, so they eat their body. So this is all the things that an earthworm eats. And when they eat the dried leaves and other bits of the plants, what happens is while eating, because it's on the soil, so even the soil goes inside their body, but they don't actually eat the soil. They don't feed on soil. They also eat the soil with the leaves, because this leaves also becomes muddy. The other bits of the plants also becomes muddy when they fall on the ground. So when eating those things, even the soil goes inside the body. Yes, but then they excrete it as well. So it doesn't harm their body. Okay, so this is what the earthworm feeds on. And also, earthworms are known as the best friend of the farmers, because it helps to make the soil fertile. Because when in the soil, it's always moving. So it's moving the soil up and down, and it helps making the soil fertile, so that nice plants and nice crops can grow in the soil. That is why they are called best friend of the farmers. So these were some interesting facts about earthworm children. Hope you like these facts, and try finding out some earthworms. We are nearing almost the end of the monsoons, but might be you will find some earthworms in your garden. Yes? Have fun, children. Happy learning.